Hi, and welcome to another episode of Ghosties.
I'm Maci.
And I'm Nadoly.
And we're so excited that y'all are here with us again. Hopefully again. If you've never been here, this is just a podcast about us
Ghosts.
talking about ghosts and drinking some good tea. Really, ghosts, paranormal, anything interesting to us. Just creepy, spooky, that piques our interest. So
Yes, but today is a special episode because instead of doing research about other people's encounters, we're going to tell you some of ours and why we even believe in this stuff.
Yes, because we don't believe in it just for the heck of it. We have personal experiences. We have encounters, things that made us believe.
Yes, for sure.
Like from the beginning of time.
Well,
our time.
Mine was a little bit later, but yes.
So like we said, every episode we're going to be trying new teas. And today the flavor is sweet watermelon oolong.
Ooh.
All right, let's pour the tea.
So you'll never hear us actually trying the tea because of the mouth sounds. I think I would combust. But do you like this one?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really sweet.
Yeah, I like it. I think we tried it before and I was like, but added more sugar, probably more than I needed, and solid.
Delicious. It would taste good cold too.
Yeah,
it's very
tastes
good.
like watermelon gum. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Delicious.
All right, let's go.
So we can start off with my first encounter.
Yeah,
or
you
that
have
I can
more
remember.
than I do.
Yeah.
I have a couple. I probably just don't remember even more.
You blocked it out.
I blocked out our second episode because I was scared. So I genuinely have no memory, and I keep thinking about it whenever you leave.
Well, this is gonna be their second episode. We're dropping these two at the same time.
Okay, well, the second
one
episode we technically recorded. We might release them out of order, but I don't remember it. So whenever we publish it, it'll be exciting for me too, because I don't know what happened.
like a rewatch.
Yep. So when I get really scared, I don't remember, but there's a few things I do. But Maci, take it away.
I remember things that impact me in my life, and I feel a lot of these stories have. And I don't know, maybe I'm just sensitive. I am not sure. But my first story that I can remember, and I even talked to our mom about this to confirm it, because I wasn't sure, maybe this was a dream or maybe this was a real memory, so I had to confirm it. So I talked to her about kind of the placement of the house, like where the living room is compared to the kitchen, compared to the bedrooms and so forth, and she was like, yes, that's where all of it is. The layout is right. Yes.
It wasn't a dream.
The layout of the house I really remember, and this could have even been before you were born.
I was about to say, how old were you?
I was probably 2.
Yeah, so
maybe 3.
Okay.
It was either the Christmas before you were born or the Christmas after you were born. Christmas time.
Okay.
Because there were Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. I'm specific ages.
I mean,
when
with
you're that
Mom,
young.
it could have been July. You never know.
That's true. So I was laying in the living room, I think, and I saw a bunch of Christmas lights, and I was awake and nobody else was awake. And I just remember being so excited, and I hear footsteps through the house, like creaking through the kitchen. And I got really excited, and I was just in my head, Santa's here. I know it. I'm going to see Santa. And I kept hearing creeping through the house, and I thought I saw a shadow walk past. Because there was, like, if you lay in the living room, there was a, like, entry into the, like, dining area, kitchen area. And I saw a shadow come by and go back. And I closed my eyes really tight. And I was like, I can't be seen. It's Santa. If he sees me, he's going to take my presents away. But he was for sure there.
Oh, my God.
And I for sure heard those sounds. And it was just like a black shape, just outline, silhouette of a person.
Oh, my God.
Our mom said that she had seen her grandpa before walking through that house in the same pattern, walking across and back.
And what's really creepy though about that, speaking of her grandpa, every time one of our mom's children was born, someone died. So with you, it was her grandpa. With Kayla, I forget who it was. With me, it was her cousin. And then with our little brother, it was our great grandma. So every single time one of us was born, someone in the family passed. And so I just think that's a weird,
I don't like that.
I know, I don't either.
I never realized.
When you got pregnant, I was waiting. I was just like, this is the family curse. This is what happens. Maci is pregnant, so who's next?
I'm so glad you didn't say that, because I would have been terrified too the whole time.
I didn't say it to anybody because I didn't want to put that out there, but it was in the back of my mind. The second we knew, I was like, is it me?
Oh no.
Who's it gonna be?
Well,
I was very scared.
I'm glad nobody has passed, and I've had 2. Knock on wood, yeah. Nobody has passed. But yeah, that was my first ghost encounter. My first, or the
Very
one that I
early
remember,
on.
very early, 2-3 years old. And confirmed not just a dream, a actual memory. And my mom has also seen this person too, walking through that same house.
I mean, it's terrifying, but when you say it's like her grandpa, it's like, okay, you know, it's kind of endearing, but also like,
It doesn't scare
What are
me.
you doing?
And I wasn't scared.
yeah.
And I got scared a lot as a child and continue to today. And it didn't scare me.
Okay. Then that's not freaky. That's the mild. Okay, you're aware of something otherworldly.
Definitely my intro into the paranormal world.
Mine wasn't pleasant
No.
at all. It's the most terrifying memory I have is the very first paranormal encounter I had. It was, I want to say, like 2007, 2008, right?
Maybe even before.
Either way, I was very young. So if you were in 5th grade, I was in like 2nd grade. So yeah, I was like 8. That's beside the point. I was like 8 years old. We went to this basketball camp, me, Maci, and our other sister, Kayla. So I was in a different age group from you and Kayla. Like you and Kayla were in like the one, like, cause y'all were closer in age. I think y'all are like a year apart. And then I was in the younger age group. And so I was all alone, didn't have any friends with me. It was just me. So it was already uncomfortable. And I had asked to go to the bathroom. And the bathroom, like we were only using like the gym facilities in this like high school. And so I
haven't heard this story in so long and I'm getting like scared.
It's so scary. And so I asked to go to the restroom. I walk out of the gym and I go down the hall. It's a little bit of a ways down. So I go down the hall into like the bathroom, like the normal high school bathroom with like stalls. So I go to the restroom. I'm sitting there and I hear footsteps of someone walking in. And at first I was like, oh, there's just another girl walking in here to sit and go to the bathroom, whatever. But for some reason, I got nervous. And it was like this feeling that I can't describe. I don't know why it happened. I just got scared. So I was like, okay. So I finished up real fast. I walked to the bathroom, or not the bathroom, the mirror, and I started washing my hands. And then that's when I got like fear. Like it wasn't just like an unnerved,
Like that chilling of your spine.
Yes. I froze for a second. I was like, I'm scared. And there was nobody in there. And I didn't see any stalls shut. And I was like, oh, I'm scared. So I bolt out of the bathroom and then I just felt something. I just felt like there was something.
A presence.
So I turn around as I'm running down the hall. I don't even know why I'm running at this point. I was just scared. So I turn around and I see, I'm not kidding, it sounds like I'm insane. Anytime I tell this story, I feel like people are like, you're weird. I saw not like not a figure of a person, just a black figure, but it was just like not even, I can't describe it as a mist or a fog. It was literally just like, because that sounds like twitches. It was.
That's what I was thinking. In my head, I was like,
it's not. What's his name?
Oh gosh.
Artemis? No, the Artemis.
Artemis is the girl.
Artemis is the girl.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to watch it soon.
Anyways,
that's what I was picturing. No, I was like,
it's not
oh no.
like that. It was literally just like ovalish shaped and black. And I can see it in my head, but I can't describe it good enough to paint the picture for you. But it was just a black figure. And I saw it and it was coming after me. And so I was running. I was so scared. I was on the verge of tears. I bolted into the gym and I went into the wrong gym. And that's why I remember being so like, because it was little boys playing shirts and skins. And I was like, what am I seeing? Oh, no. And one of the coaches like walked up to me and was like, hey, I think you're supposed to be in the other gym. And I was so scared to go back out into the hall and go to the other gym. And I was just like, okay. And so I bolted to the door, I ran back into the other gym, and then I just had to act like nothing happened, because imagine going up to the counselor, whatever, and being like, a black shadow followed me in the bathroom. Like, I couldn't do that. So I just went about my day, terrified, thinking about the cosmic brownie I was going to have when mom picked us up. And yeah, that was my very first paranormal encounter.
I'm so sorry.
It scares me to this day. I don't know what it is. It sounds like I don't even believe myself when I say it. So I'm just like, what was it? It's so,
I don't know,
scary.
But I have
so
seen
scary.
And my encounter wasn't as scary as yours. I wasn't chased, but I was in young grade, probably 4th grade, and in the elementary bathroom, was washing my hands, and I looked up in the mirror.
Oh, I know this one.
And there was a black figure standing beside me, but it was
wasn't
more
yours like a
humanly
man?
shaped.
Yeah. Mine
it was
wasn't.
more man shaped, and I remember I got scared, but not petrified like that.
No, mine
I was just
was
like, oh, you scared me.
no, yeah.
Please go find your home.
No, mine felt dark. I felt scared and just like I don't know. I've never felt fear like that. Like it was, I got that sense of fear with no reason. It just hit me, and I was like,
Just like an
have to
instinctual
go.
feeling.
Yes, I was like, I have to run out of this bathroom right now. So I think like I was in the middle of washing my hands, like my hands were wet, and I just said no, and I was like, wow. I just took
Naruto
off.
run and let them dry in the wind.
Off down that hallway. But yeah, and nobody was out there.
I'm sorry.
Nobody's in the bathroom. All the stall doors were open. It was just footsteps, black shadow coming after me.
I'm
But
so sorry.
not like in Twitches.
But not Twitches.
No. It's not a fog.
Honestly, Twitches is a little scary anyway.
You know what? I agree.
But
Good movie. Great movie.
That encounter is terrifying. I didn't really have any scary encounters until I got older. Next thing I kind of wanted to talk to you about was my imaginary friend, quote unquote.
Chelsea.
I don't even know if I want to say it on here. I don't know what kind of name that is. But I had that friend for a long time. I think our mom told me that I started playing with her about 2.5, 3 years old.
Terrifying.
Till I was probably 5.
Terrifying.
My mom said that toys would go off in the middle of the night and TVs would come on and off by themselves. No one in a room, a TV would turn on. And I would just sit and play with her all day and then tell my mom about things that we were talking about and doing. And our grandma, Mimi, always... Hi, Mimi.
No, she's watching.
She definitely is. She always talked about how it could or was probably my guardian angel or an angel.
Yeah, which we will talk about in a later episode.
I'm very interested in that
Me too.
concept. But she would talk about how it was basically an otherworldly spirit who
but
was there
good.
for me. But it was good. Yeah.
Nothing
it was good.
scary.
Yeah. I don't have any scary, not truly scary, terrifying until we moved into our haunted house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our home, don't know why, but the place was haunted, and I stand by that. I have a couple of memories from that house, that time of our lives. I think we moved there when I was like right before I turned 9.
I was 13.
Maybe it was right before I turned 10. I remember I got a 3DS that year. So whatever year the 3DS came out, I think I was turning 10. Anyway, it was right around that time we had moved there. Our rooms, mine and Macy's rooms, were connected by like one wall. There was one wall in between us. And I was a scaredy cat. You were too, a little bit.
A little.
So we came up with like a knocking system. Like if it was like 2 knocks to be like, are you awake? And then like 3 knocks if I like, can I come sleep in your room because I'm scared? And it was mostly me doing it. So
it was.
You would do it sometimes and be like, come sleep in here. But
I don't even remember doing that. I remember seeing if you were awake.
I would see if she's awake.
But
So I'd
maybe,
be like,
I don't know.
Be like, hey, can I come sleep in there? Because I'd get scared a lot.
Time out. Us sharing a wall was a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
So the scared part was great. Being able to communicate back and forth.
Which knocking? What are we doing? That's horrifying.
I don't know. But time before smartphones, time before we had anything like that. Knocking, great. But your alarm going off in the morning, she doesn't wake up. She doesn't wake up to anything.
Ask Ryan about it. He gets so angry because I set my alarm for 4:45 sharp every morning.
And you don't wake up till 7.
80% of the time I do get up and I go to the gym before I go to work. I do.
I bet it's more like 40%.
Maybe 70. But I do. This morning I did not. I woke up at 7:45 in a panicked sweat to go to work, and I made it. But yes, the wall.
Yeah. Sorry,
me,
I just had to interject and say that.
It's a fact. It
was
well-known
terrible.
fact about me.
I would just bang on the wall in the mornings, hoping that she would get up and turn her alarm off because
It's
it was
a problem.
grueling.
It's a problem that persists to this day. Yes, and still don't know what to do about it.
Sorry to
Anyways.
hang you out like that. Sorry.
Anyways, that being said, I would sleep in Macy's bed a lot because I was scared. And there was this one night that I was sitting in her room. We had the lights on. Like, we weren't going to bed yet.
We were just talking.
Yeah, we were just sitting up talking about whatever. And Kayla, our other sister, she was coming in there and like talking with us for a little bit. But Kayla's the type that when she wants to go to bed, she's going to go to bed. Mm-hmm. If we're partying, if
she
we're
doesn't
having
linger.
a good time. No, it's like we could be in the middle of a conversation. She'll be like, all right, I'm going to stop you right there. Good night. And she'll walk off.
Yeah, literally.
So it was one of those nights, like she was up talking with us too, but she was kind of standing like in the room. She wasn't sitting on the bed with us. She had walked away and she's like, okay, I'm going to bed. So Maci and I continued staying up talking. It was probably later, probably late in the night, honestly.
10:30, 11.
Oh, anyway. So out of nowhere, in the middle of us talking, neither of us had gotten up. Kayla bursts in there and she's like, Nadoly,
angrily,
stop running by my room. And I said, huh? What? Excuse me? What do you mean? And she was like, I see you. You're wearing the black shirt and you keep running to mom's room. I'm trying to go to bed. Stop running by my room.
I froze. I didn't say anything at first. We just stared at her in disbelief.
What? And she did not believe us.
No.
I said, Kayla, I have been sitting here this whole time talking to Maci. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, I see you. You're wearing a black shirt and I saw you running by the room. And it took a lot of
That's
convincing.
when I said, no, she's been here. We've been still talking this whole time. She has been in my room.
It took a lot of convincing to tell Kayla, like, Kayla, we have not moved. What you're seeing is not me. And there is no other child in this house. So
the way she just said, oh, and turned around and went back to her room.
And probably went to bed within minutes.
Peacefully.
Yeah. And we were like,
I think we stayed up most of the night that night.
What do you mean? What do you mean stop running?
No.
That's the most like sinister like act a paranormal. Like why are you running? That's so scary.
Just darting back and forth past her door.
So
Ew.
that is one of the first ones I remember after living in that house was someone believed to be me was running by Kayla's room in the middle of the night.
See,
wearing all black as I was.
Yeah. I truly think something went down in that home. Truly. Okay, so this might seem insane. But whatever. We're just spilling truths here. I distinctly remember when we got this house that I had this feeling something bad happened. And in my mind...
so did I. So did I.
Yeah. Nobody told me this. Nobody ever said anything like this. But in my mind... And I never spoke this aloud either, just so you know. In my mind, someone had drowned in the bathtub somewhere. Maybe a kid. I don't know for sure. But
in mom's bathroom?
In
or in
some
yours?
bathroom. I don't know.
Because I believe it was mom's.
I don't know. Okay. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But in my mind, that's what I thought. Somebody drowned in this house. I never spoke that aloud. Did you ever have that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just
we
felt
never
like
talked about it.
Someone died. I don't know who. Maybe a younger person, a child.
In my mind, it was a drowning.
Someone died. Yes.
So recently, I was talking to our Mimi on the phone. We were talking about this haunted house, and she said, "Didn't a little kid drown in the house?" I froze. And she was like, "Hello, are you still there?" And I was like, "I don't know where you got this piece of information, but I've had this feeling on my heart for a long time, and I've never spoken it aloud." So,
and she's very like into the
spirits.
She's very spiritual and in tune with her like spiritual side. So it's believable to come from her like that. She felt it too, and it's very
but not only did she say that, but she said what we were already thinking.
Yes,
which is
feels
me, like a little too much.
It.
A little too much to be a coincidence.
Yes,
right?
There are no coincidences.
No,
I believe.
I don't think so either.
No,
I think everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, but
agreed.
I just wanted to throw that in there. I don't think.
No, you told me that the other day, and I said,
"Oh, I forgot I told you." Well,
because it was like heart-stopping.
Yeah.
So scary. So scary. Sad.
Well, there were many instances where you would be in my room and things would happen, or right outside my room.
Yes.
There was a time
something in that room.
Oh.
I think it came from your closet.
I don't know. I used to read in there.
I know.
And I wasn't scared. I'm not sure. Maybe a piece of furniture, but we'll get into that later.
The desk.
But there was a night, I remember when it wasn't at night, but then the next morning, you told me that you heard whispering coming from my room while I was asleep.
Oh, because I used to sleep on the couch.
Yeah. She used to sleep on the couch outside of my room watching infomercials at like 3 a.m.
In the arms. Oh, no, it was the Celine Dion. What's the Celine Dion one? That one. And then also I used to like to watch the like 4 like the 3 to 4 a.m. time slot of like QVC.
Oh, where they would sell you products. Yeah.
And I would be like, man, I need a credit card. Because I was like 10,
Thank
11.
God you didn't have one.
Debt. In mounds of debt.
Yeah, incomprehensible. But anyways, you said late at night you heard whispering coming from my room, and I was like, I was asleep. I don't know what you're talking about. You said it sounded like Harry Potter speaking parcel tongue.
You know what?
Just
stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
Sorry, everyone. You told me that, and I remember that.
I have like now that you're saying it, I have a small memory, but I don't remember that one like in the top of my brain. Yeah, no. You're saying it and it sounds...
It stuck with me. So.
I can see like the living room and everything, and like I feel like it, but I can't speak to that one. I don't really remember that much, but...
Well, there was another whispering. It was a night where you were sleeping in my bed, and I was up playing on my phone, which I wasn't allowed to be doing, so it was like sneaky. Sorry, Mom. But she didn't care about you.
True.
She cared about me.
True.
Well, I didn't mean it that way. She cared about you.
I was
she just
allowed
didn't
to
care
do
what
more.
you did.
Yes.
Yeah. Typical first child where
Yes.
crackdown. Anyway, you were sleeping in my room. I was playing on my phone, so I was like really attuned to sounds going on.
Waiting
in
for
the
that
distance.
footstep in the kitchen.
Yeah, so I could quickly close my phone and lay my head down. But all of a sudden, whispering comes from behind me. Just really low and quiet. So at first I thought you were trying to say something in your sleep. So I like got quiet and I listened, and it just continued. It was just, I won't do it again because it was creepy. But it was just, okay, it was just like... And it kind of got a little louder. So I was like, oh no. And I'm the kind of person, like...
You have to do it at the camera to show what happened.
Okay, well, I'm the kind of person that's like fight, flight, I'm freeze.
Oh, me too.
I just freeze.
Me too.
And don't move and hope that
can't
whatever
move.
danger comes about passes. Otherwise, I'm dead.
I just think I'm a possum. I'm just...
play dead.
If I play dead, it'll go away.
Well, I decide, okay, I have to turn around and see what's going on behind me. So I turn and I shine my light onto Nadoly's face, and her eyes are wide open. She's whispering at me, and as soon as the light hits her face, her eyes close and she stops whispering. Complete silence.
I hate it.
My heart
so bad.
My heart was racing. I wanted to vomit.
Mine's racing right now. That's so
It was so
scary.
And I was like, Nadoly. And she
Did
didn't
you
wake
wake
up.
me up?
No, you didn't
I don't
move. You didn't
remember.
wake up. And so I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't leave because I was scared. I didn't want to put my
in
feet
your bed.
I was in my own bed. I didn't want to put my feet down on the ground in case a monster grabbed me from under
The book from Harry Potter.
comes at me. Oh my gosh. So many Harry Potter references, and I've even got my
I
mug.
love it.
So I didn't know what to do, and I just rolled you over and pushed you up against the wall and scooted as far as close to the edge as I could, and just was like deeply terrified trying to go to sleep.
So scary. And I'm sorry. I mean, don't remember it, but I remember the story.
It was so scary. I remember every detail because it imprinted on my brain and on my soul.
You've told me so many times since that day that like I feel like I can see it from a third person point of view. I feel like I can see my face and then going like, I feel like I can see
It was a core memory.
That's really, I'm sorry.
My heart's racing right now thinking about it. I'm
It's so
scared.
scary. I get nervous like if Ryan talks in his sleep, and I always think of like that. Sometimes he'll look at me dead in my eyes. I'm getting off topic, but he'll look at me dead in my eyes and be like, "The snakes are graduating." And I'll be like, "The what?" And he goes, "The snakes in the pots, they're graduating." And just like we'll say random words together, and I'll ask and I'll be like, "What are you saying?" And he'll look at me and be like, "The snakes are graduating."
You imbecile.
And I'll just have to be like, okay. And I get so scared because of this story. Anytime that he talks in his sleep, I'm like, are you possessed?
I think it was something to do with that room and that house, though.
It's so scary. Since then, I get so freaked out with sleep talking.
Well, you have other creepy things in your sleep, too.
Yeah. Speaking of which, in this same house, following the theme of talking about Maci's bedroom, there was this one night. And I've never been a sleepwalker. I've never slept walked.
I don't know.
You know, I've never walked in my sleep other than this one time, which I don't even know if it classifies as sleepwalking. All I remember, and I can see this one like vividly, I remember this like down to the detail. So I was laying in my bed and I woke up. All I remember is I was scared. And I was just like, and I was scared and I was frozen in my room because I freeze. And I was so scared and I was laying there for a minute and I was like, okay, I gotta get up. I gotta run to Maci's room. It's right there. I just gotta get up and run because I'm scared. There's something here. I'm scared. And so I remember running, and the laundry room was right next to, so like, here's my room, here's Maci's room. And then if you walk out Maci's room, there's the laundry room door, and the laundry room is like long this way. So I remember I run to the laundry room, and there was like the back door is in the laundry room, and there's like a little diamond cutout in the door. And I remember looking out and being so scared, and I don't remember what I saw or what I was afraid of, but there was a fridge,
and this looks out into the woods,
the wilderness,
just like thick trees,
the wilderness. So I remember looking out and being scared. And then there, like, the laundry room is long, and so I ran over, like, back to where we had this second fridge in there, and I remember putting my back against it and being like, and just like heavy breathing and being so scared. And then I had to like build up the courage and convince myself, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run to Maci's room. And I was like running, and I remember jumping in her bed, and then that's it. All I remember is jumping over her into her bed, in between her and the wall, and that was it. We woke up the next morning, and my mom's like, why is the back door open? And I said, excuse me? The back door? She's like, the back door was open. It's been open. Like, who opened the back door? So in my sleep, apparently, if it was me, I opened the back door. And I don't remember doing that, but I just remember being scared for my life and
of whatever was out there.
Of whatever was out there or coming to get me or in my room. I was so scared.
Or maybe you were trying to escape out the door. I don't know.
Imagine if I woke up outside.
I don't even want to think about that. I hate that.
It's so scary. But yeah, so I don't even know how to classify that one. If it's like paranormal, if it's just a bad dream. I don't know what it was. But all I remember in flashes, like all those things I described, I remember like flashes of those things happening. I was like in my bed scared, looking out the door scared, backed up against the fridge, like panting, scared, crying, and then diving into your bed. And then I woke up and mom's like, well, glad Riley's still here. The back door was open, our dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, scary. It freaks, when I think about that one, I get scared. I get freaked out. That one was really scary for me.
I'm honestly sweating.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a little scared.
Glad I wore a short sleeve.
But I don't even know what to say to that because
I don't know. I can't explain it. I was scared of something, scared enough to try to run out the back door. I don't know. I don't even know.
Something was coming in. Shut up. I'm sorry. I had to say it. It was in my head. I had to.
I have to walk you to your car tonight, and then you get to drive away, and I have to sprint inside.
Yeah, but then I have to walk into my own house, so it's okay. Well, this next story that I'm about to tell you, you don't know the full extent of. You've told me before, and we've been saving it for this.
I've been so nervous.
And it's my scariest story. And there's a backstory that I don't know if it's particularly connected or not. But it is. I keep it connected. In my brain of like the
Are you talking about your desk?
Yeah.
Yes.
The desk.
I know about the desk, but I don't know anything else past that. Okay. So tell the desk.
I'll tell the story. Well, let's start from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
I was maybe 17.
I want to say 17.
Honestly, 17. Probably my senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
We always were kind of scared at night of our house.
And during the day.
And during the day sometimes, if we were alone.
Wait. Before you tell this one, do you remember the rocking chair? Or the recliner?
You said something about this the other day.
This is a story that you told me from your mouth, and you don't remember it. Mm-mm. So really quick, this story, so our great-grandpa had passed away, and our dad kept his like recliner chair. It was like, it would rock, and like he kept it. And it was the chair he sat in all the time right before he passed. And one night you told me that you heard like, because it would make a sound when you got up from it. You knew like in the house, you knew when someone was getting up or sitting down in that chair. It just had a sound. You told me that you heard like the sound, and it sounded like someone was moving. And then when you walked in the living room, it was pushed over. It was down. You told me this story from your mouth, and you keep telling me that you didn't, but you did.
Probably blocked. I mean, I believe you.
Did.
I believe you.
Because I was scared of that chair. I didn't touch that chair again. Yeah. I did not touch it again after you told me that. And you were just like,
don't recall.
remember.
I'm shaking. I don't remember this story at all.
That's the whatever you were saying that I told you.
Yeah.
You told me.
I probably did.
Told
I probably
me and
did.
You don't remember, and I was afraid of that chair since then. It probably wasn't anything to do with the chair. It was probably the figure that was running by Kayla's room messing with it.
Oh no.
But
I like to
remember
think that it was our grandpa
I
instead
don't
of
think
just
so. I don't think
entity.
so. I think it was whatever was messing with Kayla that night. I get nervous.
I'm getting
every time
more
we
and
go.
more scared as we talk.
When we have to stay, we don't have to.
I don't stay there anymore.
Whenever I'll go over there and stay like on Christmas Eve and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
I wasn't always scared there.
I get scared because like, I don't know, whenever all the lights are off, because usually I'll like sleep in the living room just because I am a couch person.
Mm-hmm.
When I look like towards the dining room, I get nervous. And I've been scared. I don't like going over there because I'm scared at night. At night. I don't like going over there. Okay, sorry to interrupt. Tell your story.
It was a good interruption. I wasn't always scared there until around this time. So when I was 17-ish, senior year in high school, I suddenly got really uncomfortable in my room. Just always a little off, always a little just not at ease at all. Just freaked out a little, okay? I started having nightmares. And I still remember them vividly, and they always kind of followed the same track.
The cheese monster. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm gonna stop interrupting. That's Kayla. Shout out to Kayla,
Hey, Kayla
and the cheese monster.
So they always kind of followed the same pattern, but the main story, and it was a recurring nightmare. I was taking a tour of a castle, and I went down into like the dungeons, basementy. I don't know what you call it in a castle, probably dungeons. And decided I was gonna go kind of self-guided tour down by myself for some reason. That's not me. But I went down and I started walking through, and the further I got in, the more dilapidated and crumbling the castle was, and it faded into these woods. And as I got further into the woods, I started getting really nervous, and I noticed this blue lighted girl walking through the forest, but she was really, really scared. Jessica. Maybe. I don't know. But I kept walking, and I was trying to get her and help her because I knew she was scared and she needed help. So I'd follow her, and I kept asking, what's wrong? What's wrong? Do you need help? What's wrong? And she would just look at me and go and disappear. And so I would keep walking and trying to find her. And this happened several times. The last time it happened, she looked up into the trees and gasped really loud. So I looked up into the trees, and there was this red monster figure in the trees that suddenly looked at me, like snapped its head to me and screamed.
Like Insidious.
I don't know. Not really Insidious.
No, but that's what I envisioned. That little like.
Well, it
face.
wasn't a red it was like an aura of red, and the girl was an aura of blue. They weren't blue and red.
Oh, but in your dream.
In my dream, they had like an aura around them, like a light just shining off of them, and she was blue, and this monster was red, shining, and it looked at me and screamed like a really high-pitched, shrill, blood-curdling scream. And I woke up, my full body tingling, still hearing the scream ringing in my ears, like it had happened outside of my dream and woke me up or something. So I was terrified, and this happened several times where I would have these nightmares that were very, very similar.
Oh my God.
And so I thought, maybe I'm just stressed. I don't know. But something was wrong, and it coupled with my room.
Yes.
And made things worse. And I always had this feeling when I'd wake up, I couldn't look at the ground, but I just always knew in my mind that there was something on my floor coming toward me. So I would stay looking at the ceiling, and I would not look down, and I would just try to go back to sleep.
Oh my God.
So
And by this time, I had stopped sleeping in your room because I was a little bit more grown. I was like 14. I was, 8th grade. I had a phone by then. So I was on my own. Yeah, I got my phone and I was fine.
Yeah, so I was all alone all the time. And that's how this started. So I started getting really scared. And I even went to our dad and told him something's not right and I am scared of my room. He brought in a crucifix and a
statue.
And hung
it above your door, huh?
Yeah, and a statue of Jesus.
I remember
that.
And
his rosary and everything. Brought it into my room, and I said some prayers and tried to do the best I could to get through.
I remember that because I put a cross above my door too because I was scared too. I remember that.
Well, I don't know. It was very unsettling. The nightmares with the feelings, it just creeped me out. So then come time for college, my second year of college, I moved out. And all of this was still kind of happening intermittently. I wouldn't have nightmares every night, but they would still happen, same things. So I moved out for college and nothing happened. I moved into my first apartment. It was fully furnished, so I didn't bring any of my things except for my clothes and the things that I use every day. And everything was fine. No nightmares, no haunting feelings, nothing. Then I moved to a house with my sister and one of my really good friends and my boyfriend, now husband. And we moved into this house, still going to college. And one of the first nights that we moved in there, and all my stuff was there, everything was unpacked and
All the
ready.
furniture from your old room.
All the furniture from my old room was there. I was dead asleep, and all of a sudden, I hear...
Shut up.
Coming
Goodbye.
from underneath my bed.
Goodbye.
Underneath my bed. There were wooden slats under my bed. So I woke up and just kind of looked around groggily, and Jake was there. So I was just like, oh, maybe he's just being dumb. Maybe that came from somewhere else. So then I started to kind of drift off to sleep again. And again, under my bed. And I could feel it. I could feel the movement from the knocks under my bed. So I sat up this time and I looked around and Jake wasn't anywhere. I couldn't hear him in the living room. And I was like, he's got to be pranking me, because he used to like try to scare me. And it was really annoying. He doesn't do it anymore. But I was like, surely he's just scaring me. And I said, please stop. I'm trying to go to sleep. So I was just annoyed. I wasn't even scared at this point. I was annoyed. So I laid back down, drifting off into sleep. And then again, 3 knocks underneath my bed again. So I shot up and I said, Jake, I'm serious. Cut it out. This isn't funny. I know you're under there. So I look down underneath the bed and I see nothing. But it's really dark, so I was like, maybe I don't see anything. And I felt something touch my arm, so I was like, oh, and I got scared, and I was like, no, it's just him. So I lay back down, and I call him to, like, prove to him that he was under the bed so his phone would ring.
Wait, you felt something touch you under the bed?
When I went down, yeah, something touched my arm. It could have been a falling blanket. That's what I tell myself, but something brushed my arm.
Up.
So I sat back up, and I called him, and I was like, I know
You're
he's
gonna
here.
hear his phone under the bed.
I'm tired of doing this. It's the middle of the night. I'm exhausted. I don't even know what time it was. I call, and I don't hear ringing, but then he answers, and he's outside. So I am all alone in my room, and I start bawling, and I was like, you got to come in here. You have to come in here. I can't be in here alone anymore. Please come in here. And I'm freaking out. I can still feel the terror that I felt that night. I jump up after he comes in, and I start looking for all of my relics, all of my religious belongings, my rosary. I have like holy water, holy dirt.
Yeah, I had it too. I'm about to throw up.
And I start praying like I have never prayed before for protection. Like, I don't even know. I was all a blur, but I was crying my eyes out. Jake probably thought I was a lunatic because he didn't experience any of this. But I promise you, it happened several times. 3 knocks from under my bed, jerking me out of my sleep.
Where did you get that bed?
I don't know.
Passed
all
from
of our
someone?
stuff is old and used. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. So it never happened again. So I was still having nightmares, kind of the same premise, but this like evil lurking monster thing following around where I'm at, following other people, following me. Okay. But it kind of stayed afar, and the knocks happen. I'm freaked out, whatever. I just pray and pray every day, every night for protection. And I kind of try to get over it and forget about it. A couple years later, I graduated college and I got my first job, and I was moving out, and I started having nightmares again. The same thing, except for this time, whatever the monster was, every dream, it was really close to me. Just all the other dreams, it was afar and I could see it. It could see me, but it wasn't right next to me. Well, the dreams started, they were closer to me. The monster was always closer to me. And I remember the one of the last dreams I had, it was right behind me. I turned around and it was right in my face, and I just screamed.
the same thing?
Similar, but not the same.
But in your dream, it was like the same. You knew it was the same?
I knew
like
it was the same
Okay.
something. It didn't always look the same, but it was the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and I was out of breath, whatever, and I tried to go back to sleep. I go back to our house where I went to college, and I'm moving all of our stuff out because we're about to move to where I got my new job. And I move off this stack of notebooks that probably hadn't been moved in a long time. Mm-hmm. And there is an upside down cross carved in, almost like burned, cauterized, like burned, carved into the top of my desk.
And I have seen this. I know this
I have
story.
a picture. I will post it on our Instagram too. I have a picture of it. It was carved in. My heart sank in the combination of having all these bad dreams and this feeling again. And I went to Jake because it was either Jake or my sisters. Nobody else.
It would not be me.
Nobody else ever came into my room ever. The people that we lived with, we didn't have parties, nothing like that. It was either Jake or my sisters. I knew it wasn't my sisters. So I went to Jake and I said, please tell me this wasn't you because this is not funny. Like, I don't mess with that and you know that. And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I brought him in and showed him and he looked at it and he goes, oh, that wasn't me. I don't know what that is. And he's a very skeptical person.
Mm-hmm. He wouldn't do that.
He pretends like he doesn't believe in any of that stuff, but he respects me enough not to do to do something stupid like that. And he just kind of crossed his arms and was like, no, that wasn't me. I don't know what that is. To this day, it haunts me. I think about it.
I didn't know about the knocking.
Yeah.
All I knew about was the dresser or the desk, and that was scary enough for me because I remember you sending that picture and you being like, I'm getting rid of this, I'm throwing it away. And Nana and Papa were like, we'll take it.
She sanded it down and
sanded the cross thing right off and was just like, we'll use it.
Yeah, it's being used. But I called my mom, I called my grandma, I called everyone, and I was like, we have to get rid of this. I started saying prayers of protection and any prayer that I could think of, I was saying them constantly. I even, and maybe this sounds weird, but I declared out loud that whatever this was had no reason to be here. It had no right to be around me or anywhere in my family's vicinity, and it needed to leave because I had the power of God behind me and it could not mess with me. Damn it. And I declared it out loud. I said a bunch of prayers and I never had anything that intense happen to me really again.
When I tell you I could throw up right now, my head hurts. My stomach, I feel like I just need to go throw up really quick. That's the scariest thing you've ever told me. And you didn't tell me, which you don't know. I'm glad.
I didn't tell you because of who
15,
you are.
16, 17 even, I wouldn't have known what to do with that information.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to do with it now.
I didn't tell very many people.
Oh my God.
Because it seems crazy, but it definitely happened.
I fully believe you and I feel sick.
And all of these things alone are creepy in their own, but put together, especially with the cross, it doesn't sit right with me.
Nope. And see, now my little like, open the back door doesn't even seem bad.
No, that's still scary.
No. Oh, I feel sick.
Honestly, that happened. I said my prayers, whatever. I even, and this also might sound crazy to some of you, even said out loud, if I have some sort of sensitivity or gift or something,
take it.
I'm not ready for it yet. Please leave me alone until I am ready and mature enough to
you don't need that.
I'm not ready to deal with this, so please stay in the background. And I haven't really had anything since, really. But, well,
we can talk about that
later.
We'll
talk about another day.
We're going to talk about children one day. And what we're about to tell you about her child
is honestly frightening.
Ready, but we'll move on. You're not ready.
Be on the lookout for that episode because it's coming.
Oh, I'm scared.
But I don't know. This might seem a little out there, but I honestly still feel kind of something lurking.
Shut up.
Shut
up.
Present.
You can get out of my house. You can
not
go.
Present, but just in the background. In the back, far out sometimes. I can feel it. It's something dark and something not right. But I don't know. I feel protected enough and fine and it can't hurt me. But I just needed to let you know that it's kind of in the peripheral.
I don't have anything to say to that. I have nothing to say to that.
I'm sorry to have scared you.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Oh, God. I feel like I'm going to I have like a headache in the front of my head now. I feel so sick.
sorry.
Oh,
I feel like I apologize to you every episode.
I feel like I'm gonna look at you, and it's gonna be like the Insidious scene. That little thing's just gonna be like right behind you.
That's one of the scariest scenes
with
ever.
those feathers right behind you that I'm looking
Oh,
at.
you pointed, and my heart dropped into my butt.
I feel sick.
Okay.
Oh, I feel sick. But this was a fun episode until that.
I did enjoy saying it. It feels cathartic to get it out again.
Doesn't feel good to me. This is the first I'm hearing of this, and I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all.
Well,
You've been telling me
y'all
for
are
weeks.
also sick.
Yep, you've been telling me for weeks. Like I
told
never
you.
told you this one, and I was like, I'm so ready. I'm so excited. You could have kept it to yourself.
I told you it was scary and to
kept it.
prepare. I told you to prepare.
I thought it was just like, oh, the desk, and I was like, oh, scary. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop going on about it, but I feel really sick. I really do. My head hurts.
Well, I hope everybody else isn't sick, and I hope you enjoyed us rambling on about our experiences and our childhood.
Yeah, because I had fun.
I had a good time too. This was fun.
Yeah,
we need more stories. If you have any stories, any encounters of any kind that's just unexplainable, or maybe explainable to you, but not by natural science.
Yeah.
Please send them our way. You can email us at ghostiespod@gmail.com, or you can send us a DM on Instagram. That's at Ghostiespod. That's GHOSTEASPOD. Please give us a follow there too. We'll be putting out new episodes every Monday wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll also, God willing, be uploading YouTube videos. So if you want to check us out in video form, you can do that on YouTube, also at Ghosteas Pod. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Yep.
Oh, do all the things.
Yeah, follow us. Like us. Share us. Notification bell, if that's a thing, if we have a YouTube. Give us a 5-star review. You know, all the things you do for podcasts.
Leave reviews. Let us know what you think. Constructive criticism.
But yeah, really do send us those stories, because that's an episode that I really, really want to do. And I don't feel comfortable approaching my friends or coworkers and being like,
give me your ghost stories.
You know any ghosts? I don't think I want to do that. So
yeah, give us your stories. We'd love to tell them. We'd love to tell them on a future episode if you would allow us. Even if you don't want us to tell on a future episode, we still want to read them.
Just tell me.
So send them in. And thanks so much for sticking around. If you've gotten this far, we really appreciate it and hope to continue on.
But I think that's it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.